This is the perks of living in Indonesia. You can buy this all the time. Wait, do you have coconut in Germany? To what extent does the Leopard 2 technology protect you?
I can't answer that question.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Just cut it off, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe we can restart.
Sure. Do they call it like the Luftwaffe?
Yes.
Awesome.
You're prepared, right? You're a little bit prepared.
Yeah, I'm a bit. I did my homework a bit, yeah. Halo semuanya, selamat datang di podcast pertama kami. Sebelum kita mulai, aku mau menyampaikan bahwa ini bener-bener podcast pertamanya yang angkatan 2024. Aku mau menyampaikan bahwa kami mengalami banyak sekali masalah di podcast ini, mulai dari kamera yang mati, suara yang berantakan, alur yang masih ngaco, dan akhirnya kita setuju untuk merekam di 2 hari yang berbeda. Untuk meringkas hari pertamanya, tamu kita adalah Ricardo dan Max Weiner. Max and Ricardo, thank you so much for having me here. Mereka belajar di gedung FEB dan FH.
In the Faculty of Business and in the Faculty of Law.
Oh, so you joined two faculties, right?
Yes, 2 faculties and 4 subjects in total.
Mereka adalah perwira di Angkatan Darat Jerman, Bundeswehr University, which means you two are military officers. Yes. Am I correct?
We are. Both of us are lieutenants.
Lieutenants, that is awesome. Dan kita ngobrol tentang perbedaannya di sana di Jerman dan di sini di Indonesia.
First part multiple choice and then you can leave.
Oh.
So yeah, that was like the last experience we had.
Tentunya ada culture shock.
I think the biggest culture shock was on our first day when we arrived. It was like 9 p.m. or something. Our first Gojek ride and we saw the traffic, and that was the first. And Germany, everything here follows the schedule and a lot of rules, and the traffic.
Pokoknya banyak lah.
It was crazy. The first time it was crazy.
Oh yeah, I can imagine coming from Germany, seeing that here. Listen to that, Indonesians. Kami mengalami banyak sekali masalah di podcast ini, dan maka dari itu aku mau menyampaikan terima kasih sebesar-besarnya, dan semoga episode pertama ini bisa memberikan sedikit hiburan aja untuk Anda, atau mungkin kalau lagi nugas bisa ada suara backgroundnya sedikit. So ya, ayo kita mulai podcastnya. 1. Right. Hello everyone, welcome back to the podcast. As you can see, I'm not in the university's podcast room. Now I'm in the apartment of our guests, Lieutenant Max and Lieutenant Ricardo. So please give a warm welcome for them. So Max and Ricardo, thank you so much for having me here.
Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, thank you for the coffee.
You're welcome.
Did not expect coffee. So maybe just to start, would you care to explain about your German military?
Yes, of course. We have about 10 branches in the German army. The Federal Armed Forces of Germany, there are 4 big branches: the army, the navy, the air force, and CIR. It's Cyber Information Room. And maybe it's important to mention that we have no compulsory service, so all soldiers in Germany are volunteers. But there is a discussion if we restart the compulsory service because of the political change in Europe and all over the world.
Oh, okay. Speaking of political change, Minister Boris Pistorius is looking to streamline the military's command. He says he wants to make the Bundeswehr more efficient, more agile, and more combat ready. That was 8 months ago. Do you think, as a soldier yourself, have you seen any improvement or any effects to the soldiers there?
Yes, of course. There are a lot of changes right now. For example, we get a lot of more money because in the last 10 or 20 years, the German government support the German army or the German federal forces in general.
Oh, yeah.
So we get a lot of more money, we get a lot of more equipment. We also order much more tanks, military vehicles. So there is a big change right now in Germany.
Do you feel much more safer as a soldier getting that budget allowance?
Yes, I think it's also important for our trainings because sometimes we didn't get the equipment, so we have to improvise a little bit, and that's just small things while you train. It's a quite common sentence in the army, like train as you fight. But if you do not have the equipment, you cannot train as you fight. So that's important.
we both joined the army in 2020 and then had around 1.5 years of military training. There we had a language course and also leadership courses and basic military training. And then we started in the end of 2021 with our studies. So we have just 1.5 years of pure military experience, but we have to go the whole path from the smallest unit, the smallest soldier, untrained, unknown, and our first leadership roles.
Right, let's just jump off to the next question. So I'm very interested about both of your background. I heard one of you are operating in the tanks.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's you, Max.
Yeah.
So what tank do you operate?
I was trained on the German Leopard 2A6.
Oh my god.
So it's one of the most modern tanks we have. And at the moment we already have a newer one, and it's the Leopard 2A7.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe Indonesia also bought a few Leopard tanks as well.
I think so too.
Although, yeah, the Leopard 2, but not the newest one, I believe. Which part, or what is your role there?
So in the first time I'm just trained as a loader and a gunner, but in the future I'm going to be a commander. And when I'm a commander, my task is to supervise all 3 positions. So maybe I have to mention that in the tank are 4 different positions: 1 driver, 1 gunner, 1 loader, and the commander, of course.
So you have 4 crew in the Panther?
No.
What's it called again? I forget.
Leopard.
Leopard. Dude. I'm gonna restart. And what about you, Rick? Since you are a recon, is there like any special training you need to do?
Every reconnaissance soldier has to do the Serie Bravo. It's like what's it called in English?
Survival training?
Survival training. There are 3 different levels of survival training. The first one is like just the theory. The second one is the find back to your troops when you, for example, get lost or get attacked. And the last one is if you get caught from the enemies. That's the 3rd level. And I already had the 2nd level like 2 years ago. It's like 4 days of training outside in the field without food, without water. And
Sorry, how many days?
4 days.
4 days with no food and water.
Yes.
Are you forced to like scavenge food or just bring your own food or?
No. On the days, like on the day you have some trainings. And in the night you have to hike and get back to a new point. So in the day sometimes we made some food or we learned how to fish something or how to make the fish so you can eat it, like for preparation for the real situation. But at least there were no food, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's brutal, man. I cannot imagine myself. I can't even go a day with no eating. Are you with a number of teams or are you alone?
In general, like on a normal mission, the amount of groups like between 8 and 12 soldiers each group, and it's normal to be like in that kind of group because less than 8 people or 8 soldiers is too less to be effective. And of course we try to do not be involved in any fight or something as reconnaissance soldiers, but of course it can happen. And then under an amount of 8 soldiers, it's collect these informations and give it to the higher commanders.
That is such a demanding job. Would you be leading the team?
Yeah, in the future I will be trained to lead that kind of teams.
Oh, well, I hope you two got your positions you wanted.
I hope so too.
Okay, now we have accumulated a few questions from our friends. So I'll just read them out for you. This one is a question for you, Max. This one's from Algan. He's from class 2020 of IT. He said, how was the experience of maintaining the Leopard 2 tank?
Okay, it's quite heavy sometimes. So the first thing we can do for maintaining a tank is to change the length of the train or the complete train, and therefore you have to open the train with, I think, big tools, maybe around 20 kilos each tool or so. And if you open the train, you can turn it around, therefore you need maybe around 20 people to flip the train. And then you can change whatever you want and put the chain back together, and therefore you need around 6 people. But that's the heaviest task you can do for maintaining a tank.
Okay, that is new information for me. I did not know you need that many people to change it.
It's kind of sport.
Oh.
Like how heavy is one piece of your chain?
Oh yeah, we would love to know.
The complete chain weighs around 2.5 to 4 kilos. 4,000
Okay.
kilos.
We have Ilzam from Accounting 2024 who asked, to what extent does the Leopard 2 technology protects you?
I can't answer that question.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Is it because... Oh.
Just cut it off, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
So all in all, like on the last day, it was between 30 and 50 kilometers.
That is brutal, man. Of course you'll be proud of it. Well, I guess that is everything that we have to offer for you today. So, Max, Rick, thank you very much for having me here. Thank you very much for the coffee. You did not expect coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for having me here. See y'all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Dan itu dia episode pertama kami dari Paguyuban 2024. Setelah rekaman itu kita semua keluar dan bermain airsoft. Dan jujur, dua tamu kita ini sangat sabar dengan semua perubahan yang mereka alami. Mulai dari perbedaan bahasa, lingkungan, cara berbicara. Sangat sopan, sangat ramah. Dan sebelum mereka balik ke Jerman, kita sempat makan-makan dulu. Dan aku dikasih rompi buat airsoft. Wow, very kind. Bener-bener episode pertama agak lain. You can buy this all the time.